I wanted to take a few minutes to respond to two letters. I don't know, not emails, let's put it that way. Two emails that came across my desk concerning the same subject. And that subject is, what does it mean when the guy I'm with stares at other women right in front of me, right in my face? So let's begin by going over the two letters that came, that were sent in. One says, "Hello, Deb. Can you please make a video discussing men staring at other women in front of their woman if your schedule allows for it? I've noticed that my father, a somatic narcissist, does this so blatantly everywhere we go. He wouldn't stop disrespecting my mother even if that other woman is related to my mother. I could see my mother give up on her self-esteem and confidence over the last 30 years of their marriage. I see her heart sink with anxiety every time I notice my father staring at other women so openly in front of his wife and his daughters. I tend to feel my mother's crippling emotions. To be honest, it hurts seeing other men objectify women around them, especially in front of their own woman. This has caused me to be very choosy with the content I watch on YouTube because I get triggered very easily after what my father has put us through, and some vlogs will make it obvious by objectifying women either by using clickbait or other ways to get more views on their videos. When I'm out in public, I notice his behavior once in a while and it ruins my day for a few hours. I'm starting to ignore going out to certain places where I would be prone to notice men's perversions. Every time I've brought this up on Quora, Reddit, or other forums, women and men would tell me that it's normal, but it's not normal. Glancing once is fine. Staring isn't. Am I just a highly sensitive person? Am I overreacting? Because I sure do hold my boyfriend up to that standard of not staring at other women in front of me at least. Do I sound controlling if I expect that from my boyfriend? Because men and some bimbos are buying into it as male's biological need, or that's how men are. Doesn't staring at other women, especially in front of their woman, just a sign of an immature boy in a man's body? Okay, let's move on to the second one. She says, "Hey Deb, I found this letter online and it mirrors my experience with the guy that I'm currently dating, so I'm sending it to you for hopefully a response video. I'm dating this man who on many counts is really wonderful. He's a very intelligent guy, classy, generous, loving, and not a womanizer. He tells me all the time how beautiful I am and sexy, etc., and how lucky he is to have found me. He says almost every day that he wants to marry me and how he misses me terribly when we're apart. That's all wonderful to hear. I feel the same way about him. The problem is that whenever we go out, he looks at other women. Not just the average guy looking. I mean, he's staring at them. He gets so caught up in it, even while holding my hand and walking past shops, he'll head into one if he sees someone attractive inside. He'll sit with me at restaurants and stare. He's even gone so far as to look behind me to see someone again and has looked long enough many times to make eye contact. It seems to try to make eye contact too. He's a very sociable guy, says hello to most people, men and women, but it's these long looks or just forgetting that I'm there right next to him that are really bothering me. I'm not enjoying this. It's starting to ruin the relationship for me. It makes me question his feelings for me and his comments that I'm so beautiful, and here he is looking at all these other women. I know he's proud of how I look. He's told me many times that he feels that men are envious around him of me. I do get looked at often by men, but I don't make eye contact like he does. I think that is rude to my partner, although I am tempted to show him how it feels, but I don't want to play games. That's not my style. I've only once made a comment about what he was looking at recently. I couched it in a joking form to make the comment, but let him know that I noticed his staring. He got immediately defensive. I didn't ask why. I just said something to the effect of, "Oh, it's the beer in her hand you were looking at?" He bristled. I could feel his shock at my comment. He was completely silent and had no response. He must have stared at this woman for 10 minutes before he said he wanted a beer. Other than that, he seems oblivious to his behavior. How do I let him know I'm insulted that he does this so consistently? How do I avoid an argument that will be simply denial on his part and be productive to let him know that this really bothers me, that he goes out of his way to look and stare? How do I let him know that I don't trust his words? then that he thinks I'm beautiful, etc. If he's got to look at every woman we pass by, it's made me not want to go places with him anymore. Okay, there are a lot of emotions flying around here, and they're not the only ones. I haven't met a woman yet that enjoys this kind of experience if she's with a man that she loves. Even if it's just somebody she's on a date with, is considered very rude and it's very hurtful. I don't know why men insist on doing it. But let me share with you some of the things that they have said. I've even discussed this with males in my family. And in general, people are going to look at things that they find attractive. I mean, even as women, we'll see a little kid that's cute. We'll see a lady in an outfit that's just slamming, her hair is laid, whatever it is. We're going to look at things that we think are attractive, no matter what those things are, even if they're other people, clothes in a store window, other, children, whatever. We're going to look, cars, all that. That's what we got two eyes for. I agree, however, that looking and then staring, especially when you as a mature man know the impact of your behavior on a woman that you claim to love, is going to be damaging to your relationship. It's going to be damaging to her. And it's going to make her hate you. That's what's going to happen. So guys want to make excuses. Well, it's exciting and it doesn't really mean anything. We're not going to go over there with her. It's just a little turn on. It's this and that. Okay, now, if you flip that and a woman starts saying, just looking at his muscles, it's a turn on. Looking at the his glutes and his tight jeans, it's a turn on. Look at those pecs. Wow, it's just exciting. It's a turn on. Okay, now you tell your man that you're attracted to him, that he's sexy, but you're doing all of this with your eyes and your mouth about some other dude. See, that's why I fight fire with a flamethrower. When they do that kind of stuff, I just go ballistic. And I'm admiring every dude that's fine that walks by. I don't care if he's married, single, whatever. I mean, I'm just going to rub it in their nose in it rather, so they can see how it feels. Because they want to make excuses for their behavior, but they want to just, for you to just forget about it. And it doesn't really sync up. It's like their words are not matching their behavior. I want to marry you. You're the one for me. I love you. This and that. But, he's even dragging his girlfriend into stores where he sees a woman that he's attracted to and she goes with him. I would kick him in his back. You want to go in there? Let me help you get in there faster. And then we would be done. So, it's really amazing to me when I see this kind of stuff, because men always say the number one thing that they need from women is respect. They need respect. How you going to need respect and expect to get it when you don't give any? Do you really, really think that it's respectful for you to sit there with drool coming out of your mouth, your eyes fixated on some other woman's chest or butt or legs or something, while you're right there with the woman that you just told 10 minutes ago that you're madly in love with? How does that work? See, when you're staring at a woman like that, we know what that means. You're imagining things about her body. You're objectifying her. You're looking at her boobs. You're looking at her butt. You're looking at wondering what her legs would look like wrapped around you. If her body's as tight under her clothes as it looks like it is. We're not stupid. We know what's going on in your mind. Do you really think that is something that's going to endear you to us? You're an idiot if that's what you think. So, these guys, you need to understand, there's so many reasons why women leave men. This is just another one. You don't show her the proper respect. And you say, well, it was innocent. No, it's not. If she's telling you that it's bothering her and it's hurting her, and you keep doing it anyway, basically you're telling her, F you, I don't care what you feel, I don't care what you think, I don't care what my actions are hurting you or not. I'm doing what I want to do because it turns me on and I love it. That's what you're telling her. Why you want her to go home with you and be excited about sleeping with you after you treat her that way. She's going to ice up like there's nobody's business. She's going to turn it to the North Pole on you. Because anything that you would have elicited warmth and caring and passion from her dried up while you were staring at that other woman. And see, that's the part that they don't seem to really want to understand that. Now, for the first letter writer, As far as your dad goes, I'm wondering why, especially as you guys got older, you ladies got older, and you saw what he was doing. Why didn't any of you speak up? Why did you just allow that to happen and you never said anything to him? Now, I mean, I'm assuming that's what had happened because I think you would have said so if you had done anything. I don't understand why you, as a young woman, no longer a child, could not tell your father, stop doing that. You look like trash. You're so disrespectful to your wife and to your daughters. It's just like a garbage. It's embarrassing. I hate the fact that I'm out there with you. I hate the fact that you're my father. You don't even show any kind of respect for females at all. You disrespecting the woman you staring at. You disrespecting the wife that you claim to love and been with all these years. And you disrespecting your daughters. You are trash. I can't stand your ass. Now that's what I would have told him. Whether he's my father or not, that's irrelevant. You're not treating me with the respect that I deserve as your daughter. You're not treating my mother with the respect that she deserves as your wife. And you think that that's okay, that we're just supposed to take it. So see, that's what I mean. It's like this is once again a lesson in boundaries and demanding proper treatment. If your father was not going to treat you with that kind of respect, then you don't go anyplace with him. That's it. You'll meet him there. You know, if it's someplace you even want to go, if you want to even be bothered. I mean, personally, I just probably would never go anywhere with him again. And as far as the family goes, he's staring at the family and doing that kind of stuff. You know, the family members are supposed to get on his case about that. But it's like he's doing all of these things, all of these kind of rogue, nasty, predatory behaviors to the women in his family, direct family and extended family. And not one woman said anything to him. I do not know where they do that at. Where they just sit there and let him treat them like that. That is just so foul and funky and stupid. I just cannot, I just can't even imagine. That's why he's going to keep doing it, because he feels like since nobody said anything, it must be okay. Right? Because otherwise you would have said something. You would have spoke up. But you didn't. So he's just going to keep on, keep on, keep on. Your mother's changing her expression and all that stuff, but she's not saying anything. She's not leaving him. So, you know, I mean, I understand that guys say, well, you know, the women are beautiful and, you know, that we just can't resist looking at them. And, you know, it feels good when you look at them and you imagine have all these fantasies about them. And, you know, we've been doing that since we were in puberty and, you know, and I understand all that, you know, since you was in high school, since you first started getting your little, you know, pubic hairs and whatnot. And you know, the hormones start flowing and you start getting attracted to the opposite sex. Then you start looking at them and you look at them differently than you did before when they were just yucky girls. I get it. I understand that. But once you make a commitment with some woman and you tell her that you love her, there is supposed to be a shift in your behavior. This is what mature men do. They may look, but they're not going to stare because they don't want to disrespect their woman like that. Those men, if you have a guy who does that anyway, and, you know, he claims he's in love with you, and, you know, that may or may not impact his behavior. But I'm telling you, if it does not, and you're feeling sad and you're feeling depressed and you're having all this angst about it, then basically what's happening is just what I told you before. He's not giving you the relationship that you want. If you have a man who is not giving you the relationship that you want, you leave him. You just leave him alone. Because, especially after you explain it to him, like I said, you tell him that it's bothering you and he continues to do it anyway, well, there's your answer. Okay? To me, this kind of behavior is in a man past the teens, because, you know, they're young. They don't really know. Unless somebody told them this kind of stuff, they're not necessarily going to know. But a guy in his 20s, 30s, 40s, and beyond still doing that, that means he wants to do it, and he doesn't care how you feel about it. He doesn't care if he hurts you, and he doesn't care about the other woman and disrespecting her because she might be with her man, too. A lot of them don't care about that either. You know, guys will just come right up to you, even with your man, and disrespect you and him by trying to talk to you right in his face after they stared at you forever. So, you know, there's a different kind of levels of this, and some of these dudes just need to be, like, you know, punched in the face because they just really don't seem to have any kind of breaks on their behavior. So, yes, you know, I mean, guys in even in happy relationships, they're going to check out another woman, but they're going to have enough sense to do it so quickly that it's not, it's not going to be a big deal, because really, when you get to be mature and you start looking at the opposite sex like that, you can pretty much register everything that you need to know about them, about their physical attractiveness anyway, in less than a second, maybe two. Okay, you don't have to stare for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes. It doesn't take that. You check and you do that, $6 million man scan. Ding, 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 ding. You got everything that you need. Oh yeah, that's a cutie. I rate him, I don't know, maybe an 8. And then you go on with your life because you got your 10 right next to you. But these guys don't seem to want to do that. And especially those of you who have men who stare at women or basically it's the same thing as being online, where they're checking out all these women and liking their pictures and sending them, sliding into their DMs with flirtatious messages. That is the same thing as him being in real life and chasing after women and cheating on you and talking about other women to your face, talking about how great they are and what they look like, and why don't you try to fix your hair like that, or maybe you should lose some weight, or maybe you should get a boob job, or why don't you get some, whatever it is that they're talking about. They're basically comparing you to the women that they've been staring at, and you coming out on the short end. In my mind, even if I come out on the best end, it still doesn't matter. You, as my man, should not be putting that kind of energy into other women and their bodies and what they look like. See, your priorities are all screwed up. You doing some crazy stuff that you don't have no business doing. And if they do that to me, I dump them. Because to me, their words and their behavior are incongruent. You're saying that you love and you're devoted and you have all this loyalty and everything, but you can't keep your eyes in your head. See that? And then other people, like I said, I don't mind taking a hit for stuff that I actually did do, but you're not going to publicly humiliate me in any way ever. So we're out with some people I know, or some people I know in this vicinity, my family, whatever, and they're seeing you act like that, and they see you disrespect me in public like that. We're through, sir. It's a wrap. We're not going to do that. Another way you can, like I said, I kind of mentioned this earlier, but I want to go into this some more. If you talk, you say your guy does it, you guys are young or whatever, and he does something like that, and you kind of talk to him about it, and he says, I didn't realize I was doing that. Babe, I really tried really hard. I don't want to hurt you like that, this and that. I've been a bachelor for this many years. This is what I've been doing to till I found you. It's kind of a hard habit to break, but I'm going to really work on it, because one thing I do not want to do is fuck this up. Okay, if your dude comes at you like that, well, then you can work with that. The other ones are going to be the ones that be like, well, what, you just tripping? Everybody looks. It ain't no big deal. It ain't like I'm going over there. You just all extra sensitive. You just putting too much on it. You insecure. You this and that and blah, blah, blah. He tries to flip it around to make it your fault that his negative behavior is impacting you and making you sad, and not really feeling like a relationship that's just the two of you, is feeling like he's still on the prowl. Well, then that means it's time to step off from that dude. He doesn't get it. He doesn't want to get it. And staying in a situation with a man like that, who just basically makes excuses for disrespecting you and mistreating you and hurting you, rather than being accountable for it, is not a good bet for a relationship. Okay? This is Deb Cooper from SurvivingDating.com here on the YouTube channel Debsterism. Please hit that subscription button before you leave, and the like button for the video, and then share. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.